Um, my dad pretty much said it all, I think. But that being said, my father's right. Several of my brothers and sisters are graduates of this university. I, too, am a graduate of Grambling State University, MPA 1997, private businessman, entrepreneur. My teacher, because of my teacher, I learned three-point perspectives, and he knows what that means as a city planner. One of my other teachers, Dr. Emanuel, thank you, sir, former dean of the school here, allowed me the opportunity to write a paper, which he had me rewrite 3 times, I think, maybe 4. But I finally got it right, Dr. Gallo, and as a result, it enabled me to go out into the community. I think another gentleman spoke in terms of oil and gas. Well, I worked in that industry for over 10 years, and one of the things I can truly say, my father indicated it, Dr. Polk visited our church for a Men's Day program, Reverend Island, Reverend Sumlin. And I had a chance to speak with him. And one of the things that my colleagues and I are interested in is forging public-private relationships with HBCUs. I'm a graduate of this school. When I was at Oak Ridge, Tennessee in 1997, I left under the auspices of one president, and I returned, and there was another president. So I think Dr. Emanuel is right when he speaks in terms of stability, viability, capacity, and leadership. In the few minutes I had to speak with Dr. Polk after he left our church, all 4 of those were apparent to me and my colleagues from different universities around the country who would like to invest in Louisiana. And we know what's happening in our Gulf Coast, Mr. Seville, in terms of what's happening there that's going to affect all our industries and the men and women who are fishermen. And hopefully that oil company who's responsible and those other 2 people, and they know they are, will make our state whole. But my dad speaks of education, education, education. And because of he and my mother, our siblings had a chance to come, I too, here. And what my partners and I would like to do is invest with universities in the state, certainly Grambling State University, with respect to endowments, internships, of which I was a beneficiary. I was a 46-year-old intern, Mr. Seville, in 1997. I'm telling you my age here a second. But as a result, one of the things that came out of that Department of Energy initiative were opportunities to partner with federal and state entities where we could generate dollars and bring them back to our local communities and create jobs, hire future graduates of Grambling State University, and perpetuate that sustainability. Dr. Polk understands that concept. They are private businessmen who want to invest in our state, in this university in particular. I am a representative of this university, and I am indebted to Grambling State University, as I'm indebted certainly to my parents. My dad, who had the insight and said, look, you go to Grambling and get your master's. My mother said the same thing. And that was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, was coming here. And because, again, of my teacher and meeting Dr. Emanuel, the benefit that this university has provided, I can't put it into words. The only thing I can say is with respect to leadership, Dr. Polk exemplifies that, and hopefully under your rules you'll take that into consideration. And along with any other considerations with respect to others, but certainly in my opinion, personal opinion, I think he would provide that leadership that we are looking for, that has been illuminated and spoken to today. Thank you all.
Good morning. First thing I want to say is that you guys can actually make your job a whole lot easier right now. Because with the position that I held, I had the headache of working with the one before and the pleasure of working with the one that we have now. And Dr. Polk has a friendship type era about him, and and he has firmness. What I mean about that is he's such a people person, but he gets his job done. It's been plenty of times I've driven by his office on the weekend, and I see his truck sitting outside of his office, which means that he goes far and beyond to help this university. For the elections parade that we had this past spring, he was standing outside watching the parade with my niece and I, picking up candy for my niece. What university president does that? I actually went to his office one time to ask for a recommendation letter for grad school. Of course, he said he would help me, and he made my recommendation letter, and because of him, I've gotten offered, to different grad schools. But at the same time, a student's mother came into his office, and she was just almost in tears because she could not get her student in school. She had problems going through financial aid and with different people they were giving her the runaround around campus. He stopped what he was doing, and he made a couple of calls and got her child in school. And a university president like that comes once in a lifetime. And I would rather you guys pick somebody that you already know that would help this university than to go through and look through other candidates. They might be good, but they're not great like Dr. Pogue. So, so just what I'm asking is pick Dr. Pogue. If not, please don't give us a headache like you did before him. And I will end on that. Thank you.